Hello viewer and welcome again. I am Noblevegas and this is Crusader Kings III. We are just starting a campaign through uniting all of Africa, and we have begun by playing as the Chief of Bassa. We are Duchy of Bassa, we're age 23. We are married with one daughter. And we are getting ready to start our campaign into creating the Duchy of Bassa. And with that, we'll get things moving, and the first thing we're actually going to do is begin by declaring war on our neighbor to conquer the county of Nuon. It only costs us 15 piety, and so we are going to begin that process now. We're going to raise all of our armies and begin moving them right in for what will very likely be a quick battle and then a quick siege to follow. Numbers going down very quickly, and we have achieved victory. They are moving on, and so now we just need to wait for the siege to complete. Good, our simple palisade that we started in the first episode has now finished. I don't think we can do any upgrades or additions at this time. We just don't have the prestige for it at the moment. Okay, one of our counselors has now died. Our chancellor has died. And so we will bring in Wele, our champion, who will now also be our chancellor. And we will continue actually with domestic affairs instead of foreign, as we plan on conquering most of our neighbors at this point. So we're going to work on domestic, make sure everything in the house stays beneficial. So we'll keep going, we'll take a look in. We have about 4 months left before this siege completes. We don't really expect too much in the way of competition from them. Alright, so we're also currently in the middle of trying to seduce our wife, and that was the more successful potential option than trying to romance her. And a reading in tribe of Bassa. The celebrations had come to an end, and the evening's entertainment seemed to be over, when Nana Mayupla suggested a reading. A clerk soon arrives, wondering what the guests would like to hear, and I see my chance to impress Mayupla. Something pious, like Sic et Non, Let's Be Entertained, travels to Jerusalem, and the Armis Praedin would give us a chance to learn. Alright, so each one of these, this is her hearing about religion. Let's see, she is content, temperate, and greedy. I don't know how those would really work together, but sure. Let's Be Entertained is something of entertainment value. And then she wants to hear something informative. Now I would assume the informative, if this goes off of stat values, would be associated to learning. Hearing about religion would be a matter of piety. I don't see anything. She does have 30 piety, which isn't a lot, but she has level of devotion dutiful, which is, I believe, the first, if that is correct. And levels, yes, it is the first that isn't negative. And then Let's Be Entertained, an entertainment value. So I'm going to say that this will be the option to take, so let's see what happens here. As the clerk reads for us, Mayupla seemed completely engrossed. She later approaches me. Good choice, Dudu, she says, and folds her arms. It was great, wasn't it? And gains smoldering chemistry. So once again, that worked. And we'll keep moving, and we should be completing our first siege here shortly. As soon as that finishes, we'll give it a quick opportunity to reset our troops before we continue for the final step in our duchy. Mystical knowledge. I have come across a book describing how ancient devotees used trances and visions of ecstasy to commune with the sky. It seems a strange practice in our modern age, but perhaps there is something to be learned from them. I wonder what happened if I imitate their practices. You test the mystical practices. What do other texts say? You attempt to learn more about the practice through books. So I'm not sure the advantage of where this goes, so let's play and let's test the mystical practices and see what comes about from it. Locked in a room, strange powders on a burning fire provided overpowering heat, smoke, and smells as I tried to feel the things that lie beyond the world of senses. I do not know how much time passed before strange, indecipherable visions of light and pulsing sounds came to me. Was it my imagination or a glimpse of the divine? Is there even a way to tell? I need to try again to see if anything is different and continue to experiment, or interesting. I'll record my findings down for the future. Okay, so this one actually is a big decision because we can get some learning lifestyle points out of this. Let's remove this out of the way. How are we doing on... We're actually pretty close. It would very likely unlock, or get us a lot closer to unlocking our next item. So I think I'm going to take the learning points on this one instead of continuing. So that puts us really close. And then we're in the final days of our siege here. So we will let that finish. There we go, and we're at 100%. So we can get a small ransom for this person. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. So let's do exactly that. Let's get our ransom, because when we take over, we won't be able to actually do that anymore, because they won't have land or value to be able to take over. So now that we have our money, we'll enforce our demands, gain 50 legitimacy. Legitimacy level is leveled up to recognized. I gain 75 fame. I will keep all 75 of the prestige that comes with this, which puts us in a very fair position. And we say, so be it. We can already create the Duchy of Bassa, which is exactly what we're going to do. By creating that Duchy title that gives us the claim on man. We are now a Mani Krontahin. We will not be exchanging. We do need to begin county control in the county that we just took over. Advance it a day to make that available. And we'll begin moving new on. Alright, and then Duchy title. So the capital obviously would stay there. And we will continue to move on. You can station them in an arms regiment. And we will do... Regiment is raised, right. We do need to bring that down. So we will disband them first. And then station them in our new holding. We'll also go into our holding. We have 2 new constructions that we can make. First, we know we want to do the palisades. So we're going to go ahead and start that. And allow that to continue. And then we will keep an eye on our troops. We have a lifestyle perk. So we already know about the other 3. The new one that opens is open-minded. Different culture opinion plus 15. Cultural acceptance gain of 20%. And minority vassal opinions plus 15. That would actually be probably a good one to have as we begin developing ourselves out amongst our territories as we gain them. So we're going to go ahead and take that one. Unlock it and continue moving along. How are we looking at our troops? Our men-at-arms are good to go. Just need a little bit of replenishment in our levies. Man has 2 counties, 880 troops. We could take them now, but it's always good to have a little extra. We're not in a major rush at the moment. So we're continuing along. Few champions. We could use 1 extra. We will work that out as we're able. We could also recruit to court Ade. It looks like he would actually be a great one to have for being a jungle stalker and a skilled tactician. So we're going to recruit him. Bring him in, gains 15. We pay, or sorry, gains 50 opinion. We'll pay 5. We do gain stress because we are shy, but we are very low on stress, so we will go ahead and recruit to court and add him as one of our knights, or champions, I should say. Continuing through, we should see a boost on our levies here in a few days. it is. And that is close enough that we can prepare for our next war. My beloved wife. The servants have all been sent away, and our bed has been decorated with seashells. As Krantahina Mayuple enters our chambers, she smiles reservedly and joins me without any hesitation. With the help of hands, mouths, and limbs, we reaffirm the devotion we swore before Nyame, perhaps in a more carnal fashion than intended. As we were united in marriage, we are now united in heart. Becomes our lover, gains 20 opinion, ends our scheme. The bonds of marriage is enough. We want to become lovers. Alright, she is now our lover. And we are finished there. Next thing we need to do, as far as advantages that we have here, is our courtiers. Nobody that we really need worry about being unhappy with us. Alright, so it is now time to start our next battle. And she's pregnant! Perfect timing! Alright. Seize the High Chiefdom of Bassa. You gain the contested titles. Cost us 50 prestige. We also have the option of the Chiefdom of Man, also 50 prestige. Or we can conquer the county for 18 piety. I like going this direction since prestige has a bit of a currency value for construction and conquest and other items like that. So, plus it also brings us up to our maximum for our holdings. So we're going to do it as a Conquer County campaign. And we will declare war from here. First we are going to move so that we're closer. And then raise all of our troops. Preaching unorthodox doctrine. You spend 50 piety. That's not good. Alright, our troops are ready. We are going to move in and begin what should hopefully be a quick conquest of the barony here, the tribe of man. They're actually not going great in our direction. There's the swing back. That was actually not going well for us at first, but that could happen sometimes. We have caught the Marshal of Nana Armagh, and we have a new heir. And no negative stats so far, that's good to have. So Tepo. And we'll just leave that as a name for now. We'll let them generate. First thing we're going to do, though, is immediately get him into being educated by us. If I remember correctly, last time when we checked, we were pretty good compared to the next group, or the next character. So we're going to allow that to go. A faction has been created against you. The Chieftain of Nuon has given rise to the peasant rabble, targeting you. That's fine. I highly doubt that that is going to be a problem. We can check our factions real quick. Yeah, 4% discontent. Their contribution power is rising, but it only matches 25% of what we have. And that's only here, which is about 200. Power of the Sacred Stories. Shaman Garyuple often quotes passages from the sacred stories about the holy virtues. I should prove I have paid attention by quoting a passage of my own, preferably one which complements his personality. I will memorize and recite a section on courage, fairness, or compassion. If we choose courage, Garyuple is flattered, gaining 100 piety, 30 opinion. He could also only be pleased, gaining just 100 piety, or he thinks I'm mocking him and he loses opinion. Fairness has the same outcome. All three have the same outcome, it's what we choose. So if it were based off of courage, I'm guessing that would probably be off of martial. Temperate, shy, greedy, conscientious scribe, novice physician, and he has cancer. So courage, fairness, or compassion. So I'm guessing we could probably go with compassion, given the fact that he's also our court physician, our shaman. Let's take a try at that. We gained 100 piety. Alright, going through another small battle here. Really whittling our numbers down. This one's Definitely impacting us a little bit more than in previous, but I still think we are going to walk away with this one pretty handily. We still outnumber them 2-1 at this point. And we will have the siege done about now. Alright, do we have any prisoners that we can ransom? Currently they would not accept any. Alright, so we will simply enforce our demands, take on our third spot, gain 75 fame, 75 prestige. We get to keep it all since we were the only ones to contribute. We have no allies, so be it. Alright, we now disband all. And I did that wrong. I was supposed to take Man, not Wenyan. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, I guess that means we're going to be working on the Wenyan title as our next step. And that falls under the Duchy of Wenyan. So that means Grebo would be our next selection option. And that is where we will work ourselves towards. We'll have to wait for the truce to expire between us, and that will take until... Yeah, I must have had the wrong one selected. So when does our truce expire? It does not actually show. Unless I'm missing it somewhere. Usually it shows here where it says that truce is an option available. Okay, here we go. It's on ours. Truce will last for 5 years, 878. Alright, well, we'll have to work that out later. But in the meantime, we can work towards the Wenyan title. And which, again, will only take Grebo next. And we'll keep Wenyan anyway, as it would be the title's capital. And we want to make sure that nobody can get that title. Right now we have one son, and he would inherit the full run of titles, as obviously our daughter would not. But that does also mean that our daughter can be betrothed to create an alliance elsewhere. So let's take a look and see what we've got. She's 9 years old, and there are a number out here. Now, we want something a little far off that we could call in case we need. Like Ife would probably be nice. Eventually we'll work our way down there. We could go with Ghana so that we don't have to worry about Ghana even being a problem for us. But the question mark would be is, would that be available? And I don't think it would be at this time. So we'll take a look through. Daughter. Oh, these are siblings. They don't have any children yet. Alright, so let us pin him and keep an eye on it for times later. Because you just never know. We do also have some daughters here. There's a son. Let's see if perhaps we can create a betrothal. Daughter and ward, they would not accept. Biggest reasons they wouldn't accept: low legitimacy, marrying down. Yeah, that would be a bit of a step down. So if we could work on the kingdom title for Guinea, then we could get there. But that's going to take a little bit of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We would need at least 3 of these. Own 11 of the counties is our task there. But we have Bassa, we'll have Wenyan here soon. This looks like another good spot to be able to put in a cut. And so we'll take a moment and do that here. Again, my name is Noblevegas, and we are doing a playthrough of Crusader Kings III with the Conquer Africa campaign, or Unite Africa campaign. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you do, just leave a comment down below, and enjoy the rest of your day.